Hey, what's up? So listen, okay, I'm sorry. I have Facebook open, so I'm getting my Facebook notifications. So the title of what I'm going to talk about real briefly is the gifts you gain along the way to on the road of success. What I like about when you have a very high goal, here's what I tell people: be greedy, be greedy. Like if you want to try to make it to, a competition like the CrossFit Regional or Games competition, go for it. Why not? You have nothing to lose. You want to try to run a marathon? Why not? Go for it. You have nothing to lose. If you want to do a USA weightlifting competition or strongman competition. Why not? You have nothing to lose. Here's why I say you have nothing to lose. Along the way, on those competitions, while you're trying to achieve something great, oh, if you're trying to go back to school and try to get into law school or medical school or graduate school, why not? If that's something you want to do. Here's why I say that, because you get gifts along the way. Along the way, let's talk about academics first. Along the way, while you're trying to go, make it into medical school or law school, and let's say you don't make it into medical school or law school, okay? You don't make it, at least number one, you tried, and number two, you're going to gain some gifts along the way. Along the way, you gain some experiences. You learned the right way to study and the wrong way to study. You actually may have gained some knowledge. Maybe you found out, wait a minute, I don't want to be a medical doctor, but I like the biochemistry part of this. So I'm not going to be a doctor. Maybe I'll turn around and be a scientist. Or maybe I'll turn around and get my PhD in exercise physiology or something like that. Maybe I'll become a nurse, and later on, as I become a nurse, I get my MBA, and now I'm running the emergency room. I'm a high-notch um, um, hospital administrator or something, making six, seven digits a year. Some of these nurses and MBAs make more than doctors. Keep that in mind. So along the way, you gain certain gifts that you don't have to give back. Here, boom, let's fast forward to CrossFit or any other competition. Along the way, if I say, hey, I'm gonna try to be the top CrossFit in the regionals or whatever, say like I don't achieve that. But keep in mind, as I'm training, along the way, I'm gaining certain skills, muscle, I'm gaining endurance and strength that I never had in my entire life before, that most people may never achieve. So I don't have to give that back. So even if I do a CrossFit competition and I come in, near last or middle of the road or whatever, guess what? I didn't win, but I don't have to give back these muscles. I don't have to give back these six packs. So I gained gifts along the way. I don't have to give back the knowledge that I obtained about how to do some of these lifts. So you can gain certain gifts along the way. Let's talk about my Beachbody coaching. You know, now Beachbody coaching, I love doing it, but here's the thing about Beachbody coaching. Every day I push myself to help and share, to help out as many people as possible. Now, regardless of whether I was successful that day, hiring a coach that day, or hiring a customer, or having a customer hire me that day, whether or not I was successful, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, but along the way, as I'm doing these things, I'm learning a lot. As far as Beachbody, I have to do self-development. If it wasn't for Beachbody and the fact that I want to be the most effective and successful coach as possible, I wouldn't have read any Tony Robbins or John Maxwell or Darren Hart. I would never have read those books. But because I have a high, high, high expectation for myself as far as being a Beachbody coach, I'm gaining gifts along the way. I'm gaining gifts along the way. That's what I want you guys to realize. Like, set those high goals, push yourself. You have nothing to lose. You literally have everything to gain, because even if you don't gain that primary goal, along the way, you're going to pick up gifts that you don't have to give back. All the stuff I learned from personal development, Tony Robbins, Joel Osteen, I don't have to give that knowledge back, regardless of how well I do in the business. I don't have to give that knowledge back, because that's knowledge I could use in other areas of my life, and that's knowledge I could use for my children to help them out as they go through school. That's knowledge I could use to help, my friends' children or my extended relatives or anybody I bump into in the emergency room that needs wisdom, who's going the wrong way. I don't have to give that knowledge back. Why? Because I'm a Beachbody coach trying to achieve something. I didn't achieve that primary goal, which I'm not being negative, but whether or not you achieve that primary goal in a time frame that you need to achieve it, you don't have to give that gift back. You try to do one of these programs, push yourself through Insanity and P90X. Yeah, you didn't lose the weight that you wanted to lose, but guess what? You lost some weight. You look better than what you did before. You don't have to give that back. You get to keep that body. You get to keep those muscles. And then check this out. You take those muscles, you get to improve on those muscles by doing another program. Talk to me, guys. The same way when you go into school, when you're trying to achieve something, you don't have to give these gifts back. So it's worth it. There's no downside to thinking big. It's no downside. When you think small, you're getting less. When you think small, you watch everybody go past you. So think big. Think out of the box. Think the impossible. Collect those gifts along the way.